Hi, welcome to Math 111. My name is Anne-Marie Harden and I am your instructor for this course. I know that this is a face-to-face course and you are expecting to see me in person in class, most of you, on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I have a commitment that I could not weasel out of that requires me to be out of town until the second week of class. So for this first week, we're going to do things a little differently. This video is my attempt to introduce myself to you and get you started on the class. It's important that you do get started before we meet together in person for the first time, because this summer term is short. It's only 10 weeks. That makes it a week shorter than, actually almost 2 weeks of instruction time shorter than a standard term. So we really can't afford to lose this first week of classes. So I need you guys to bear with me and get started working on the homework. So what I'm going to do in this particular video is I'm going to explain to you how we're going to go about running the class for the first week, and how you can get started and with my help and support, and kind of orient you to the course website and show you how to find the syllabus. I'm not going to make you sit in front of your computer and watch this video while I read the entire syllabus to you. That's just silly. You're all adults who can read, and so I will show you where the syllabus is. So let me give you my screen so that you can see and follow along with me. Now, I am using Canvas. Canvas is our new learning management system, which is college teacher speak for the course website. This was where we used eCollege. Blue Mountain as an institution is switching to Canvas. I'm told that you should be receiving an email from the college with your Canvas login information and information as to how to find the course shell. When you do log into the class, you should see this homepage. This homepage has got a little bit of welcome text. It's got a header that's got my contact information on it. And right here is a very important thing. This is a link to my YouTube playlist for this class. These are videos that I have created to give you supplements to the lectures. And I'm going to continue creating these throughout the term because this term goes so quickly. I want us to actually be able to do work together in class. So I want you to watch these introductory videos before you come to class. Section 1 is kind of long. It's half an hour. I try to keep them to no more than 15 or 20 minutes. You can see that Section 2 is only 6 minutes, so it kind of depends on the section. I will fill this in, and by the time you see this video, probably on Monday or Tuesday, I will have gotten all of Chapter 1 videos recorded. So here's the other thing. I'm not going to be in Pendleton on Tuesday for us to have class together. What we're going to do is we're going to utilize a utility within Canvas called Conferences. When you click on Conferences, I'll make sure you get a link to this. For now, I'm going to leave Student View, go back into my Instructor View so you can see what's here. There are 2 conferences scheduled. This is a video chat session that is built in within Canvas itself, and I will be here at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. If you look at this first one, it says begins 4 p.m. Web video conference June 21 begins 4 p.m. I will have started the conference by 4 p.m. and then you should be able to just join it. Yeah, sorry. So, and I will stay either until we're done with our conversation, it becomes clear that nobody is going to come, or 5 p.m. arrives, whichever comes first. Okay, so I've scheduled video conference from 4 to 5. Mostly this is to answer any questions that you have and to welcome you to the course and to reassure you that this will all be okay. It's only for this 1 week, but we will not meet physically Tuesday and Thursday of this first week of class. I will, however, be in the conference room on Canvas from 4 p.m. until 5 p.m. both of those days to answer questions or talk to you about how the course is going to work or any of that sort of stuff. You can join from any computer. I'm not sure how mobile friendly this is, so it may actually have to be a computer. But it'll all be okay. But I do need you to actually start working on this first chapter. It's going to be mostly review. There's a little bit of new stuff about functions and domain and range, but even that I don't think is new. Symmetry, we're going to talk about symmetry in chapter 1, and that might not have been covered in your previous math classes. I believe almost everything else that we talk about, it has been covered in a Math 95 or an Algebra 2 class. So it'll be okay. We'll get through it together. I'm available mostly by email to answer any questions that you have. So while we're on that topic, if you have any questions, Canvas doesn't use the word forum. Canvas uses discussions. So under the discussions link, and I hope you notice I'm getting around the course using these tabs on the left. Under the discussions link, here is a chapter 1 forum. There's also an introductions. There's instructions behind that link, but please do go ahead and introduce yourselves, get to know your fellow classmates, and allow me an opportunity to get to know you. It's worth a few points, so go ahead and do that. And there's a chapter 1 forum where you can ask any questions that you have regarding the chapter 1 material. You can also email me directly. Let's go back to the home page. Here is a link to my YouTube video playlist. I think I already talked about that. Down at the bottom, there's more links. One of the ones you probably really care about is the textbook. And if we click on that link, and you gotta go through a few clicks, but the textbook, you'll be happy to know, is free if you're comfortable working from an electronic version. This is the full textbook. There's nothing missing. This is the whole thing. Okay. Click on that link. It opens up the textbook. This is what we will be working through. You can download this to any device you want to. We will be doing chapters, and we'll talk about that. We'll be doing, let's see, 1 through 6 and 8, I believe. Yes. So we're going to be doing most of this book up to chapter 8. We're going to skip chapter 7, and we won't do chapter 9. So we are going to cover most of this text in this course. Yeah, the text is 700 pages long, but it's okay. We'll take it in chunks. It'll all be good. It'll all be fine. So what else? If you prefer to have a physical copy of the textbook, you can purchase from Lulu. Lulu is an online publishing website. Anybody can upload a document. We in the math department have looked through this textbook. It's a high quality book, as good as anything that will cost you $100 or more. And a lot of colleges are actually using this particular textbook. So just because it's free doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that math instructors have decided that you don't need to pay hundreds of dollars for a math book. We care about teaching you math more than anything else. So let's go back to the home page. I want you to understand some stuff about how Canvas is laid out. Over here on the left is how you move around the course. If you go one more panel to the left, this is how you move around your account. I do encourage you to click on the account and update your profile, your settings, your notifications. There's a lot of things you can control in here. And the other thing I want to show you is the calendar. I really love the calendar. This calendar will show you every assignment that has a due date entered into the system for every class you are in. Okay. This particular calendar is only showing Math 111 because my test student is only in Math 111. Some things I want you to notice. There's an intro assignment here that's an intro into My Math Lab. We are using My Math Lab only for the assignments, and I'll show you how that's going to work in a minute. So for homework and practice tests, we'll use My Math Lab. Notice when all of the homework is due. In case you haven't noticed, that is 1 minute before the class starts. So class starts at 3. I've made all the homework due on test days at 2:59. Please, 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 please do not do the homework the day of or before the exam. In order to be successful in this course, you really need to work on this material a little bit every day. The only way to really learn this math is to do a little bit every day. You have to work on it, you have to study it. There's some stuff you're going to have to memorize. You have to work on it every day. Because of the quick schedule of the term and because it's summer, I did not want to impose due dates on you, so I have left you the freedom to choose when you will complete the homework assignments. But you really need to be doing these every day. You should target to have sections 1, 2, 3, and 4 completed by the end of the first week, so by the 25th. And then target getting sections, 5, 6, and 7 done by the 28th, so that we can answer any questions that you have in class that night, and so that you can do the practice test. The practice tests are required. Well, okay. Actually, everything is optional, but the practice tests do count into your grade. So please do not think that they are an optional, ungraded assignment. That's not accurate. They are a graded, required assignment. So do those practice tests, both because I'm counting them in your grade and because doing the practice test will help you prepare for the chapter test. Chapter tests will be given in class. They will be 1-hour exams. So we will probably do the test in the first hour of class, and then we will start in on the next chapter in the second hour of class. My preference would be to let you go after you finish the test, but I can't do that because we just don't have the class time. So we'll divide it up that way. So to get to an assignment from the calendar, all you need to do is click on it and then click one more time. So it gives you the details, the description, if I've entered anything in there, and then you can click on the title. Oh, well, that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Let's try that again. Let's try it with this one. That's what we need to do. Don't click on the calendar. Click on the actual assignment title. There we go. And then because we're using My Open Math, there's one more step. You need to click Continue. You do not have to navigate to any other website. It will all operate within Canvas. And from here, you can just enter in your answers. One caution, this post to forum button is probably going to go away because that does not post to the Canvas forums, that posts to the XYZ forum. So you can use this message instructor, that will send me an email. Don't try to use this post to forum, that won't work. But you just enter in your answers, just, as usual, right? Remember this little box here? You may or may not remember, but if you click on, so what I did was I hovered over, I put my mouse in the answer slot. This little yellow up arrow shows up. I click on it, and it brings up the math. So you have access to all of the symbols that you will need to enter in for a math answer. Anything you don't see here, you can probably find on your computer keyboard, and those work just fine too. When you get done, you can preview it to make sure that it looks like you think it's going to look, and then just click Submit and say OK. And it'll tell you whether you're right or wrong. Now, here's the thing. You have 3 attempts at each of these problems. I cut you off at 3 only because, well, on this one I cut you off at 3 because you haven't gotten it with 3. In 3 attempts, you probably need to ask a question. On most of the homeworks, I will have set that so that you can have an unlimited number of attempts. Be aware, I do that so that you have the ability to practice until you get it right, because it is not practice that makes perfect, it is perfect practice that makes perfect. And homework is your opportunity to practice the skills, and I want you to have the ability to get every single homework problem correct. And you have that ability because I've given you unlimited attempts at the homework problems. So do the homework is the takeaway here. It is for your benefit, not for mine. It is your opportunity to practice. I like to say that learning algebra is kind of like learning to drive the car. You think back to when you were, whatever age you were when you started driving. The first couple of times you got out in traffic, it might have been kind of overwhelming. It might have been kind of scary. Maybe you were learning to drive stick shift, and there was a lot to keep track of. But after you did it a few times, it wasn't so bad. But think about the fact that you've been watching somebody drive for, 10, 12 years when you were maybe only 3 or 4 that you actually paid attention. But it wasn't until you got behind the wheel and actually started driving that you learned how to drive. Same thing goes for algebra. It's not until you pick up the pencil and do the work that you actually learn the algebra. So yeah, and yes, do the homework. Sorry, I'm thinking about the fact that I think I said that exams were going to be in class. That's true, but I think they're going to be actually on the computer. In fact, I know they're going to be on the computer because we've got multiple sites. So I'll make sure that all of your testing centers have the password. If you're in Pendleton, we will go down the hall to the math lab region and do the tests on the computers in there. So exams will be on computer, just to make it easier because we've got multiple locations and multiple sites. That really simplifies things so your centers don't have to try to scan in work, and I don't have to worry about it being legible. All right, let's take a look at the syllabus. And again, I got to the syllabus by clicking on the word that says syllabus. So, some things to notice. This looks a little different than your eCompanion syllabi, but all of the information is still here. Up here is my contact information, again. Over here on the right-hand side is how the material is weighted in the course. Homework makes up 20% of your grade. The exams are worth half, 50%. And the final exam is worth 30%. So those exams are pretty important. We might periodically in class have quizzes. If we do, they will go into the homework grade. I expect you to work on math every day. I'm not going to read this to you. You guys are capable of reading. You will absolutely need a graphing calculator of some sort. TI-84 works. Casio makes a really nice graphing calculator. We'll use some online graphing utilities, but you'll want a calculator too, probably. So, missed exams. Read this paragraph. Make sure you know what it says. Right there in big, bold, red letters, it says, do not miss an exam. The only way that you will have an opportunity to make up a missed exam is if you contact me before the exam. okay? Do not skip an exam day and then come walking in and say, oh, I need to take that. That's not going to work. You have to make those arrangements beforehand. Okay? Email me. And my office hours will generally be Tuesdays and Thursdays right before class. Yes, the hour before class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or we can make an appointment. But you have to make an arrangement to take an exam other than on the testing day before that exam actually passes. You must email me before the exam. And email is the best way to contact me for this because you've got a timestamp. Don't leave a phone message. Email me. You can always send a text message from your phone to my email address. So right now, it might be a really good idea to take out your phones and add me into your contact list, and you can put in just an email, and you can put in my office number, which is at the top of this screen. All right, one of the other cool things about this syllabus is, look, down here at the end of the syllabus is every single assignment in the course along with its due date and time. So you have very clearly indicated what is due by when. And again, you can click on these to open them up. Canvas is pretty nice this way. All right, so let's go back to the home page. This course is organized into modules, and you can get to these modules by clicking on modules. And what you're going to see is there's some online tools and calculators that I have called out for you. There's a virtual office that will open up a Zoom session, and Zoom is what I'm using to record this video. There won't be anybody in there unless you've made prior arrangements with me, okay? If you are off-site and you want to get together with me, we can do that via Zoom, and we'll do that using this link in the virtual office. Here in the online calculators is some information about some sites that I have found useful. Desmos is one of my favorite graphing utilities. Later in the term, we're going to talk about matrices, and here is a matrix calculator. And here's an online graphing utility or graphing calculator by David Lipman. He's actually one of the authors. No, he's not. He's one of the developers of My Open Math. I thought he was one of the authors of our textbook, but I don't think he is. Okay, back arrow works. Let's take a look now at, so in the course, you're going to find 5 modules. There is a module or a test for each one of these modules, except for number 5. Module 5 is rolled into the final exam. But we will have a test at the end of module 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the topics there. When you click on these to expand them, what you're going to see is, sorry, I hit the wrong button. There's a link to the chapter in the textbook. Watch this little video, it's kind of cute. It's a rap about math, about functions. So when we get to functions, watch that. I'll probably move that down a little bit. But here is, so these videos in here are videos that are created by the authors of the textbook. These are supplemental materials for you. If I say something that just doesn't make any sense, or you just feel like you need to hear somebody else say it a different way, take a look at these videos. If we click on that link, you're going to see that there's a whole bunch of videos in here broken out by topic. I don't require you to watch these, but they are there for your use. These little A's, that means assignment. I love the fact that it's got an A+ in there. It's the grade you all should be striving for, I know. But you click on it, and it just opens it up. So you don't have to navigate to a different website. Everything is built into Canvas. What else do we have in here? We have got, so these modules, you just work through them kind of in order. And you'll see here the chapter practice test and the test. You can't open the test, they're password protected. But I will send the passwords to your testing centers. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Canvas and for the course. I will see those of you who join me Tuesday, the first day of class, for a video conference. Watch those YouTube videos, work on the homework. The first test comes quick. It is the second Thursday of class. So we're going to work through this. We're going to work through it together. And I will talk to you all soon.